In today's video, we are going to be talking about the best gear to wear in PvP as a healer. So to start things off, we are going to be talking about the equip loadout. We have light, medium, and heavy. The only two ones that we need to worry about is light and medium. In light armor, we are getting an outgoing healing bonus of 30% and a dodge roll that costs 50 stamina. This dodge roll is really good. The 30% outgoing healing buff and the dodge roll is what makes light armor the most popular in PvP for healers. The second setup that we can use as a healer is going to be medium. Now, medium does not have an outgoing healing bonus, but it does have a quick hop and it does make you a bit tankier. The reason I say medium is pretty good to use is because of the new addition to the game. Ankh is going to make any person wearing the amulet take 50% increased incoming healing. If you are playing in a group and your team is running Ankh, then it is actually quite decent to run medium armor. Of course, you are not going to be getting the 30% outgoing healing buff in light armor, but you will be a bit more tankier. Moving on to the artifacts, we have the Featherweights, we have the Nimble coat, and we have the Attuned leather pants. Each of these options has a place in a build, and it is going to be up to you to choose which one you want. Talking about the Featherweight first, it is going to make this chest piece weightless, which is going to allow you to wear heavy pieces in light armor. Since you can wear the heavy pieces in light armor wearing Featherweight, it is going to increase your physical and elemental armor about 32 to 35%. I've been getting mixed numbers about what the actual damage reduction from Featherweight is. I've been getting 8%, I've been getting 9%, and I've also been getting 10%, so you can expect roughly an 8 to 10% decrease in damage. The best third perk to take on your Featherweight is going to be health. Health is the #1 perk to increase your EHP in this Season 3 patch. EHP stands for effective health points, which essentially just means how tanky you are in PvP. The second artifact you can take is going to be the Nimble coat. Now, a lot of players might not actually be able to get this because it does require a PvP track of level 100 or above. This is the artifact that I plan to run once I get it. It comes with a whopping 8% reduced max cooldown for refreshing and health, and you can input the third perk of your choice. The third perk of my choice I will be inputting is going to be Enchanted Ward. The last artifact to talk about is going to be the Attuned leather pants. Attuned leather pants has 18 more Magnify compared to other artifacts, and it offers +10 to all other attributes. Now, as a healer, the only attributes that are going to matter for you is focus and constitution, so you will be getting a base 10 stat increase for both con and focus. The Attuned leather pants comes with refreshing, elemental aversion, and the third perk that you want to put on it is going to be health. Now that you have a general idea of the artifacts to run, let's give a brief TLDR. So run Featherweight if you want to take less damage, run Nimble coat if you want more cooldown reduction, and take Attuned leather pants if you want more stats to work with. Next up for the weapons, we have 4 main options, and that is going to be the Life Wool Channeler, which has Blessed, Refreshing, Divine's Embrace, the Corrupt Progenitor Lifestaff with Blessed and Refreshing Move, Soul Shroud Lifestaff with Blessed and Mending Protection, this is going to be for your AoE healers, and the Azoth Crystal Lifestaff, which has Bless and Purifying Breeze. Quickly talking about the best perks on the Lifestaff for group healers, that is going to be Blessed and Refreshing Divine's Embrace. The most optimal third perk is going to be Refreshing Move, which is going to reduce your cooldowns by 2.5% every light and heavy attack. Some players are opting for the Purifying Breeze, but we will explain later down in the video why this is not as good as you think it is. The Life Wool Channeler is one of 2 Lifestaffs that you can craft at the Gypsum Kiln. The crafting recipe is going to be 4,500 dense Genesis materia. If you don't want to waste your Genesis materia, you can farm this at the Gardens of Genesis dungeon by farming the boss Taxodius. Taxodius is one of the most earliest bosses in the dungeon, so you can just put together a Taxodius farm group. The Corrupt Progenitor Lifestaff is pretty much the same exact lifestaff as the Life Wool Channeler. It comes with Bless and Refreshing Move, and all you have to do is put Refreshing Divine Embrace on it. This lifestaff is farmed at the Merkgard Priests. The Soul Shroud Lifestaff is a very easy lifestaff to farm. It also comes from the Merkgard Priests. This is the lifestaff that you want to farm if you want to be an AoE healer. Now, the Soul Shroud Lifestaff and the Corrupt Progenitor Lifestaff do not have any crafting recipes, but they do have upgrade recipes. Crafting recipes and upgrade recipes are 2 completely different things. For example, with the Life Wool Channeler, you can just go to the Gypsum Kiln and craft the lifestaff and then upgrade it to whatever stat you want, which is going to be Refreshing Move. So the upgrade for all of these staffs, including the Corrupt Progenitor, the Soul Shroud, and the Azoth Crystal Lifestaff, is going to be 3 Chromatic Seals, 1 Gypsum Orb, 250 Dark Matter, 1 Weapon Matrix, and the named artifact. So as soon as you see this drop in your inventory, go to the Gypsum Kiln and upgrade it with your Chromatic Seals and the other materials. All of the named purple items in this game will be at the bottom of the Gypsum Kiln once they are in your inventory. The Azoth Crystal Lifestaff is an option for our Splash of Light healers because of the Purifying Breeze. Heal for 33% weapon damage every time you remove a diva from an ally. Of course, the third perk you want to put on this is going to be Refreshing Divine Embrace. There is no swapping that. Bless and Refreshing Divine Embrace are mandatory on lifestyle for group healers. And yes, Purifying Breeze is a massive heal, but you lose the cooldown reduction from Refreshing Move. With Ankh being in the game and players taking 50% increased healing from all sources, Purifying Breeze ends up overhealing a lot of the target's health, so it's not getting any value. From my experience playing with this staff, I just have a better time using Refreshing Move instead of Purifying Breeze because it allows me to use many more Splash of Lights. If you want to get the Azoth Crystal Life Staff, you can craft it at the Gypsum Kiln with 4,500 Death's Mutator Materia, or you can farm it in any mutation level 2 or 3. For the best in slot armor, we are going to be using a combination of the Empress Zhao's gear and the Azoth Crystal gear. We can use any of the Azoth Crystal gear in lights, medium, or heavy. It just depends on if you are running Featherweight, Attuned leather pants, or the Nimble cloak. So the Empress Zhao gear is full light armor. It comes with headwear, chestwear, gloves, legs, and feet. Each of the pieces comes with 32 Magnify and 4% refreshing, and the third perk that we want to get on these pieces is going to be Enchanted Ward. Similar to the weapons that we just talked about, you can craft this at the Gypsum Kiln or farm it. To craft it at the Gypsum Kiln, most of these pieces are going to cost 3,500 Dense Mutator Materia. Otherwise, if you want to farm this, it is going to drop from Zhao Tai Ying in Dynasty Shipyard. Keep in mind, this can only drop at mutation level 3. The next option is going to be the Azoth Crystal gear, and like I said before, this works in light, medium, or heavy. It comes with Enchanted Ward and Refreshing. The third perk you want to put on this is going to be Health. Now, you can also craft this at the Gypsum Kiln for 3,500 Dense Mutator Materia, similar to the Empress Zhao gear, or you can farm it by doing any mutation level 2 or 3 dungeon. If you decide to run Featherweight, you are going to be running 2 of the Azoth Crystal heavy pieces, and we will talk about some of the best armor weights to run with Featherweight later in the video. For the jewelry, we are only going to be talking about the amulet and the earring. The ring is going to be our crafted piece of gear. We need to craft 3 best perks so that there is nothing in the game that drops best in slot. So starting off with the amulet, we have the Soul Shroud amulet. It comes with health and slash protection with 32 Magnify. The third perk on all of your amulets is going to be Stamina Recovery. Stamina Recovery is the #1 perk in all amulets. When you are hit while below 50% health, gain 105 stamina. It has a 30-second cooldown, which is ridiculously low compared to the other recovery perks. The Soul Shard amulet is farmed at the Merc Guard Priest in Shattered Mountain. The Corrupt Progenitor amulet comes with 32 Magnify, health, and Refreshing Recovery. Refreshing Recovery is a pretty neat talent. It will reduce all of your active ability cooldowns by 100% when you are hit below half HP. The only downside to this perk is that it is 90 seconds long, which is 3 times as long as Stamina Recovery. The other downside is that you have to have the correct weapon out that you want to reset your cooldowns when you are below half. It doesn't reset both of your weapon cooldowns, it just resets the weapon that you have out. So once again, third perk, Stamina Recovery, no changing that. And you can farm this in the same exact spot as the Soul Shroud amulet at the Merc Guard Priest in Shattered Mountain. The Tanglevine amulet comes with 32 Magnify, health, and thrust protection. The Tanglevine amulet drops pretty much anywhere in Elysian Wilds. It also drops from the boss who drops the Featherweight piece, Nermer, and the earring we are going to use is the Life Ring earring. It comes with 32 Magnify, Regenerating, and Healthy Toast. The third perk of our choosing is going to be Refreshing Toast. It is going to reduce our potion cooldowns by 10%, making them pop up quicker. The Life Ring earring is going to be dropped at the new place in Eden's Grove. It has a chance to drop from 3 bosses. These 3 bosses are Entropy, Malevolence, and Abiogenesis. It does not drop from Bans. I tried farming Bans for about an hour and I did not receive any Life Ring items. So as you may have noticed, a lot of the pieces that I showed you that were best in slot have Magnify on them. You can only run up to 6 Magnify without it messing up your stats. Last time I took about an hour and a half to go over the best optimal Magnify to wear, and that is going to be 6 Magnify. 6 Magnify is going to be the most amount of Magnify that you can wear in 200 Constitution for the Attuned Leather Pants artifact and the Nimble coat and Featherweight artifacts. Now this is definitely confusing to you and I don't really want to explain everything because it could take me probably like 10 minutes, but all you need to know is that 6 Magnify is the most amount of Magnify that you can wear. I'm going to link this down in the description below as well as Mikro's video explaining how to work this Magnify calculator. So now that we got the Magnify out of the way, let me just show you all what I mean by these 6 Magnify. So we have the Azoth Crystal shirt here. That is going to be our first piece of Magnify. We have the Azoth Crystal hand covers, our second piece, the legs, the third, the boots, the fourth at the bottom left here. Our amulet is going to be our 5th and our earring is going to be our 6th. The other 4 pieces of our armor, which is going to be our ring, the headpiece, the life staff, and the offhand. These must all all have focus. If you do not have focus on these 4 pieces of armor, you are not going to get a good stat split up because Magnify will mess it up. Magnify was one of the weirdest stats implemented for Season 3, but we have to work around it by using an outside resource. So now that we've got that out of the way, we need to check over one more thing, and that is going to be the mandatory perks required for all of our group healers. Let's open up a notepad here. It's not anything special, but I just wanted to show you all that the armor has 15 slots, and these are the perks that are mandatory. If we do not have these perks in our set, then our set is going to be at a disadvantage compared to all other sets. Of course, you can make other sets that do not have these perks, but this is what I think best in slot is so far. If you want to run the Attuned leather pants artifact, you want to have a medium headpiece with health, enchanted ward, thrust conditioning, a light chest piece with health, refreshing, and enchanted ward, light pairs of gloves with health, refreshing, and enchanted ward, of course the Attuned leather pants, and the best in slot light feet, the health, refreshing, fortifying sacred ground. The amulet can be up to you. It can be the Tanglevine amulet, the Soul Shroud amulet, or the Progenitor amulet. It's really up to you. There is no arguing that this is going to be the best in slot ring. Hardy Sacred Healing Breeze. You can change out Healing Breeze for purifying if you want to run Splash of Light, but so far Healing Breeze is looking like the best in slot option. One thing to note is that this only works on a single target. Healing Breeze does not work on multiple targets. The earring, of course, is going to be the Life Ring earring. We have the Lifewood Channeler as the life staff, and a crafted best in slot rapier, keen speed, and refreshing fletch. Your best in slot heart rune is going to be a stalwart heart rune of stone form. Now, similar to the Attuned leather pants here, we are looking at the Nimble coat artifact best in slot healer build for 200 con. A lot of it is very similar. As you can see here, we have the Empress Zhao's shoes that we use with the Attuned leather pants builds. It's going to be health, refreshing, and fortifying sacred ground. Let's quickly gloss over the armor that we have chosen in today's video. We have the Azoth crystal mask with health, enchanted ward, and refreshing, the Nimble coats, the Azoth crystal hand covers with health, refreshing, and enchanted ward, and a crafted piece of light legs with health, enchanted ward, and shirking energy. You can change out shirking energy for any life staff perks such as purity of light or accelerating light's embrace if you run those abilities. I opted to take shirking energy because I like to run beacon in my builds, and keen beacon, which is the weapon perk for the beacon ability, is not that impactful. Shirking energy will give you 16 stamina per dodge every 6 seconds, which is pretty useful for escaping. Now, the light feet are going to be the same as every other healer build: health, refreshing, and fortifying sacred ground. The amulet, of course, Tanglevine, Soul Shroud, or the corrupted progenitor. The ring is going to be the hardy sacred healing breeze or purifying, and the life ring earring is going to be the regenerating healthy toast and refreshing toast earring, with the Lifewood Channeler life staff and the best in slot crafted rapier that we just talked about, the keen speed, and refreshing fletch. The heart rune does not change within any healer build, and it will still continue to be the stalwart heart rune of stone form. For the best in slot featherweight artifact healer build, we have to use the featherweight artifact, of course, and 2 pieces of heavy armor, which is going to be the Azoth crystal helm and the Azoth crystal gloves with health, refreshing, and enchanted ward. Here is the same exact piece that we used in the Nimble coat build, the health, enchanted ward, and shirking energy piece. Once again, change it out for any weapon life staff perk that you need. And the best in slot boots, again, health, refreshing, and fortifying sacred ground. The amulet, the ring, and the earring are not going to change, as well as the weapon and the rapier. The last build to talk about is going to be the Nimble coat bis AoE healer, 25 to 200 con. If you want to be a little bit frisky and get some max heals possible, you can run 25 con. Now, would I recommend this? No. I would at least be playing in 100 to 150 con, so you can get that critical damage reduction and the max health increase. Now, the pieces are going to be the exact same as the Nimble coat group healer build. The only change that we are making is to the life staff, which is going to be the Soul Shroud life staff, which has blessed, mending, protection, and refreshing move. If you wanted to swap out the rapier for the flail or the void gauntlet, these are the best perks you would take. It would be blessed, refreshing move, and burdening smite for the flail, or blessed, refreshing move, and refreshing rupture for the void gauntlet. If you haven't already checked out the best life staff build guides for PvP in Season 3, make sure you check the video that I will leave in the top right of the screen now. If any of you have any questions or comments about the builds today, don't forget to leave them down in the comments below. And if you have optimized it a little better than I have, don't forget to share with the rest of the healers here as well. Thank you all so much for watching today's video, and as always, don't forget to leave a like and a subscription. It really does help the channel. And with that being said, peace, baby.